Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be working on this stitch. So this stitch is worked in multiples of 3 plus 2, and it's a 2-row repeat. So yeah, simple enough. Let's get started. We're going to be working, we're going to be starting from a foundation row. If you don't know how to work a foundation row or you're new to this series, check out the link. I'm going to post it up here. That's for the playlist, and you can just start from video number 1 and catch up to us, and you'll know how to do all of this stuff. All right. So we're going to begin with the first row of our 2-row repeat, and that is just going to be an extended knit stitch. So you're going to skip this first vertical stitch. It's already on your hook. Beginning on vertical stitch number 2, you're going to insert your hook between the 2 little legs, the 2 little posts, the 2 little, what else did we call them? I don't remember, loops. There are so many names you can call this, but you're going to go right through here, all the way to the back, yarn over, pull up a loop, and once you have a loop on your hook, you're going to yarn over and pull through 1. And that's how you extend it. We're going to repeat this in every vertical stitch of the row. So you're going to insert your hook into the stitch and then pull up a loop. So knit stitch, once you have the loop on your hook, yarn over and pull through. So knit stitch and yarn over, pull through. And as I'm sitting here crocheting, I totally realized that I did not give you the number of stitches that we're going to be working with. So for my sample, I just made a chain of 11 stitches, but for the square, so if you're making the 8-inch square or 20 centimeter square, you're going to start with a chain of 27. So, yep. All right, we'll keep going here. So you're going to have 2 different return passes for this stitch. So once you've crocheted row number 1, you're going to work with the first return pass, which is going to give us this little cluster, this little triple cluster thing. We've done this in several other videos, so it's nothing new, but let's review it real quick. We're going to begin with a chain of 2 stitches, so 1 and then 2, and you're going to yarn over and pull through 4 loops. 3 of these are for a vertical stitch, and then you've got the 1 loop on top. So yarn over and pull through 4, and then chain 2, and then yarn over, pull through 4. As you're doing the chain 2, make sure that you leave a nice loose tension, as you are going to be crocheting into these stitches, so don't tighten them too much. When you get to the end of the row, you're going to be left with 2 loops like this. In other videos, I normally do just a chain 1 and then yarn over, pull through 2, but I recently found, and by recently I mean like the last 2 days, that if you chain 2, it puts a lot less tension in one of those 2 chains, so it makes it a little bit easier to stitch. So I'm going to chain 2. If you prefer to chain 1, that's all right. So I'm going to chain 2, if I don't, lose my yarn, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So there is row number 1. Now row number 2 is just a cast on. So for our cast on, you're going to insert your hook into this first chain or the second chain, whichever is easiest for you to cast on into, but you need 1 loop like this. Next, you're going to go into this little cluster of 3. You're going to find the stitch that's on top, which is right up here, and you're going to cast on into the stitch. Now for the rest of the row, you're going to cast on in each of these 2 chains and then in the stitch on top of the little cluster. So there's usually a chain right next to this cluster right here. So I'm going to work into this one. So it's 1, 2, and then the stitch above, and then repeat. There we go. Let's get all of the threads. So it's 1, 2, and then the stitch on top. When you get to the end of the row, so this last chain, you're going to crochet into 2 of these stitches. And for this one, since I made these kind of tall, and they are a little bit taller because you extended the stitch, I'm going to crochet into these first 2 chains, and I'm going to pull up 2 loops. I think I may have inadvertently chained 1 more. I think there are 4 chains. Yeah, I chained an extra one. Sorry about that. All right, so you should only have 3 chains here, not 4. All right, once you complete your row, this row gets a regular return pass. So you're going to yarn over, pull through 1, and for the rest of the loops, it's just yarn over, pull through 2. Once you complete your return pass, your stitching will look like this, and then you just repeat again. So you do the row of extended knit stitch, and then you do your return pass, which looks like this, and then you do your cast on row, which is row number 2. So extended knit stitch is row 1, your cast on is row 2, that has the regular return pass. You're going to repeat this until you have a total of 10 of these little clusters. So I think I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah. So we have 10 of these. You're going to end in this cast on row. So complete 10 of those little flower things, these. And then once you're at this row, that you've completed this row, you're going to work your bind off. So your bind off is going to be a knit stitch single crochet combination. So you're going to skip this first vertical stitch, go into the second one and cast on a knit stitch. Once you've pulled up the loop and you've got 2, you're going to close as a single crochet. So yarn over and pull through 2, and then repeat. Knit stitch, yarn over, pull through 2. Knit stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and so forth until you're, well, done with the row. Once you complete your row, you're just going to single crochet into that final stitch and then make a chain to make a small knot. So I'll show you here once I get there. I've got, what, like 2 stitches left? I think so. Yep. So here's this last one. We single crochet, chain 1, that makes a small knot right here. We're going to tighten that up, cut your yarn, pull everything out, and you will be done. So you are going to notice that your square is not going to be exactly square. It's going to be more rectangular, and that is because once we block this, we're going to pull on this a little bit. So it's going to be a little bit narrower than the 8 inches, but it's going to be taller. But after we block it, it's going to pull open these stitches a little bit more, so it's a little bit more visible. So like that. And then that will then bring the length down to create that 8-inch square. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to find some cool stuff, patterns, and a lot of other things, you can always swing by the website. The link is in the description box below. I'll see you again in the next video.